That's good, Guts. I think he's ready now. Let me question him. Right, listen well. If you tell us what we want to know, we won't hurt you. However, if you anger me in any way, Guts will fetch his favorite tools. The last time he worked someone over, the poor lad was left a cripple and could drink through several holes. Well, for about 2 months he could. Until we killed him. And believe me, you don't want that happening to you. We'll start with an easy one. Who are you?
A brown bear in chainmail. Half-wit.
You think you're funny? You'll regret that. Go ahead, Guts. Give him a beating. Good. Now let's try to talk like civilized blokes, shall we? Who's the girl you're with?
Which one? The one I fucked yesterday? That was your mother.
I'd say he hasn't yet learned his lesson. Feel free to give him your all this time. I can see he hasn't had enough.
My pleasure.
All right, have you calmed down? If you continue like that, you won't last long here. Now, I suggest you have a long, hard think before answering this next question. What is your true mission?
To cut new holes for people like you to shit out of. That's my mission. Well, I succeeded quite well at dinner, didn't I? I didn't get any complaints from those I took care of anyway.
I'll say you want to be tough. Very well, you've asked for it. Just remember this. You deserve every single second of what's coming to you. Guts here is quite the master at sculpting flesh. You'll see, you'll make a real work of art from you. Go on, Guts. Show us your talents. Now then, you're much prettier like that. Now you're going to tell me that it wasn't all that bad.
The pain is too much. It's impossible for me to get into the dog's mind.
You enjoyed that, my friend. At first, I really thought they'd kill you, but you got yourself out of it well in the end. Anyway, they seem determined to make you talk. As long as you have interesting things to tell them, they should keep you alive.
I have to hold on. I have to stay alive. For Jane.
I'd say he was awake. But he doesn't look good. Do you hear me, rat fucker? I hope the pain gave you something to think about. Lord Alden wants answers. We found John Aaron's letter among your belongings. We know he sent you. The question is, why? Did he know of our brotherhood?
If you fuck as well as you ask questions, I wouldn't be surprised if your wife whores around just for fun.
I must admit I find you most amusing. But my patience has its limits. Go on, Guts. Tear off a couple of his nails so he knows who he's dealing with.
Oi, nails! I enjoy that.
So, how was the first course? You will answer my questions, even if it means we have to tear your nails off one by one. Was John Aaron aware of our brotherhood? Yes or no?
Do you really want to know? Go hang yourself. That way, you can ask him yourself in the other world.
You need to understand one thing, my friend. Sooner or later, you will talk. And believe me, it will be better for you if it were sooner. To hurry that lesson along, we're going to give you something to help you remember. Guts, find the rustiest blade you can. Tear his skin apart. No mercy. Make him think twice about being rude. Not bad. But we shan't leave it at that. Rub some salt in his wounds, just so he's nice and tasty. There you go. I think you're beginning to understand. I'll leave you the night to think it over.
They keep trying, eh? I hope for your sake they tire of questioning you.
I have to find a way to free myself.
You've no chance of escaping on your own. But if I could get out of here first, then I could untie you. I'll have to free myself while their attention is on you. It's our only chance.
I have one last card to play. My dog.
Come, Guts. Let's go back. You know what, Crow? Lord Alton wants to question you himself. If I were you, I'd be careful what I say from now on.
Thank you, Harris. This is between him and me now. What an unfortunate situation this is, my dear Mose Westford. Apparently, you and my men didn't really understand each other yesterday. I warn you now. It will not serve to remain silent with me. That will only lead to death. A painful one at that. Let's start at the beginning. How do you know John Arryn?
Everyone knew him, half-wit. He was the king's hand. You're not that clever, are you? I hope that you've at least got more down your britches than those virgins who've been attending to me for the past 2 days.
I see. Nothing has changed since yesterday. It is clear you're not going to talk, are you? Harris, Guts, show our guests the price of his disrespect.
What would you like us to do with him?
Do as you like. Just ensure that he dies screaming.
Well, here it comes.
So, my dear Westford, how are you enjoying our hospitality?
Well, your pets need some more training. But on the whole, it will do.
And still this insolence. Unfortunately, I cannot stay and play the fool with you for much longer. The sun will soon be rising, and more important matters require my attention. I will return before nightfall.
What about him? What do we do with him?
You shall have time to play with this rat later. Right now, I need you elsewhere. And when you see him again, give him death and make sure he dies screaming. I want his head on my table by the time I return.
Tell me, that dog next door, he's not dead, is he?
I don't know. Not looked well for a while now.
We can't have him rotting out here. We could get the pox. After your watch, go and make sure that's not a corpse, will you? If it is, get rid of it for us.
Will do.
Bother off before I...
Red hound!
You really are a little shit. I haven't finished with you yet. Once the crow is dead, it'll be your turn again.
Please, no.
And then we'll see how long you hold out. That's right, hide in your little hole.
Come on, Guts. You heard the orders. Get the brand burning. Let's have a little fun.
Very well.
I'll make it so this wretch's own mother don't recognize him. Pass me the brand. All right, Crow. Let's see if you could keep looking down on us with only one eye.
Good day, Lord Sarwick. Are you well rested?
Hello, Shori. I hadn't noticed it was so late. Do you have news of Lord Halton? The girl we were waiting for should have arrived 4 days ago. And as it happens, for 4 days now I haven't been able to speak with him.
Lord Halton left before dawn to take care of a matter. He's not due to return before the day's end.
Very well. I'm eager for his return. I really need to speak with him.
I understand. If you wish, you could pass the time with the other men in the courtyard. I saw Sir Ethan practicing there earlier.
I will consider it. Thank you.
One other matter, Lord Sarwick. Lady Marianne wants you to have this book. She was very clear that you should read it.
Very well. I will take a look at it. And by the way, it's Sir Sarwick. I know your lord is anxious to make me Lord of Riverspring, but that has not happened yet.
Very well, sir. Forgive me. I will try to remember that.
No need to apologize, Shori.
Oh, Sir Alistair,
I was just thinking of you. You see, Maester Martin has graced his sweeping history of the Seven Kingdoms with several new pages.
What lies! I wrote an entire chapter this week.
I stand corrected. I have not been fair to your tireless quill. Please forgive me. So when can we hope to see your completed masterpiece?
I already told you. Next year.
He says that every year.
I was unaware that you were embarking on such a lofty work, Maester Martin.
I decided that a record should be made of what little knowledge I possess.
But he is too modest. This is already his 6th book, and he is far from finishing his work.
From what point of view are you telling this history?
My writings are different from what you may be used to reading. I try not to adopt any particular point of view or serve the interests of any particular house. Instead, I try to recreate the truth as best I can.
Well, that is certainly a unique approach.
So, Alessander, was I not right? Did little Shori keep you nice and warm last night?
Certainly did. She was definitely up to the task. I think she may have actually enjoyed herself.
Of course she did. They all love it. You just have to force the issue sometimes.
Aye. Anyway, it won't be long before I get that one moaning with joy again.
After all, who knows if there'll be a war tomorrow? You have to take these opportunities while you can.
My lady?
Lord Sarwig, always a pleasure.
I am no lord yet, Lady Marianne. It seems Lord Halton has asked everyone to call me that in this castle.
According to the laws of the Seven Kingdoms, Riverspring is yours. You are the only legitimate heir. No other can assume the title without challenging the judgment of the great Targaryen kings. Everyone knows that. It is of no consequence if the usurper and his whore believe otherwise. Their reign will be over soon, and the signs bode well for your future.
You wanted to see me, if I'm not mistaken?
I did. I needed to speak to you as soon as possible.
Why are we meeting in the cellar?
I am sorry for the inconvenience, sir. I would often come here as a child, to be alone. I still find it to be one of the more private areas of the castle.
You seem to have gone to some lengths to see me alone and without anyone else knowing. What is this about, Marianne?
I am worried. Please be frank with me, Alistair. Do you think my uncle's plan will succeed?
You are right to be concerned, my lady. Overthrowing the usurper and giving new life to the Targaryen dynasty are both noble aims. But for this to happen, many will lose a great deal. I am sure there are many lords who will oppose it. The houses that supported Robert's rebellion 15 years ago enjoy many privileges today. Land, power. If the Targaryens were to return to power, such privileges would be redistributed. The lords currently allied with the crown will become our fiercest rivals. And the worst of them all will be my overlords, House Lannister, the Queen's house, of course. Not to mention the sworn houses of the Starks in the north, the armies of the Riverlands and the Vale of Arryn, all supporters of the king. None of these lords would welcome a return to power for the Targaryens. The risk would be too great for them. However, there are many amongst the people who still hope to see the Targaryen dynasty reinstated. And there will always be support from the lords who fought alongside the Targaryens. They will be eager to regain the privileges they lost. Time will tell. Only R'hllor knows what our future holds. We have to believe in our cause.
You're right. It is what will happen if we fail that worries me.
I will admit the outcome would not be heartening. But ponder this. What else are we to do? We do this for honor and out of necessity. Now is not the time to doubt ourselves.
Yes, but there are alternatives, Alistair.
Those are dangerous words, Lady Marianne.
Do not mistake me. I have no intention of betraying my own blood. But my uncle is so focused on it. It has become a holy war to him, his reason for living. I'm not sure he has thought about the consequences of what would happen if we failed. We could lose everything. I fear that he sometimes goes too far to achieve his goals. Some of his methods make my blood run cold.
If I learned anything from Tywin Lannister, it's that sacrifices are inevitable, especially when one's aim is to recapture the Iron Throne.
I have to question the wisdom of that. What was that?
Not another move, whore.
Alistair!
Flame and shadow! Don't do anything you may regret, soldier. Let's stay calm.
Did you say Alistair?
That is my name, Alistair Sarwick.
It's really you? Fight the Seven!
What are you talking about? Who are you?
It's me! Gawain!
Gawain! Praise the Lord of Light!
What are you doing with this slattern? A sodding worm of an uncle has been torturing me for months.
What?
I'm sorry, Alistair. I wanted to tell you.
You knew about this?
Forgive me. I didn't know how to tell you. That was what I was talking about when I spoke of acts that made my blood run cold.
Hold your forked tongue, Snake. Every vile soul in this castle is an accomplice.
We can't take the risk of you raising an alarm, Marianne.
What? You wouldn't dare!
We should cut your throat. But, in case you are as innocent as you say, I will stop short of that. Gawain, hold her.
You made the right choice. The black-hearted bitch would have gotten us killed.
I'm not so sure. Anyway, she should be out for a while now. In the meantime, better if no one finds her. We can hide her in the chest behind you.
Good idea. Seven hells, what did I just go through? It's a miracle that I'm here. I never thought I'd see anything outside of that cell again. I wouldn't have had the slightest chance without this guard's disguise.
Tell me, Gawain, what did they do to you?
Halton kept me in his dungeons for so long. Where do I begin?
I thought you were dead. I followed your trail at King's Landing. I saw your body. I found your medallion.
Halton took that medallion when he captured me, along with all my other possessions. He had it all along. He had to make sure you found it, so you would be convinced of my death.
But what about the body, Gawain?
Well, I suppose it wouldn't have been hard to deceive you. He just needed my clothes and a corpse to dress them with. I was just a young boy when you left. You couldn't have known about their deception.
It was probably that dog Desmond who staged it.
And all the while, Halton tried to break me.
Why was he doing this to you?
Later, Alistair. Please, bring me something to ease my pain. Every bone in my body aches. We can discuss all that later.
Fine. I'll also find something to cover your face with. Otherwise, you'll be found out soon enough in this castle. Rest here. I'll be back before long.
Sir Alistair, how are you faring today?
Well, maybe you could help me. I'm getting pain in my arm again. At Riverspring, Maester Harwin has various ointments to treat this kind of thing.
Harwin, did you know we've formed quite the partnership and keep up regular correspondence with each other? He is a wise, loyal, and devoted friend.
He is a great man. I owe him a lot.
You know, what I've always admired about him is his thirst for knowledge, his curiosity. However, I must admit, he should have treated your burns better than that.
Actually, I did not wish for them to be healed. Meeting with the fire was no accident.
Ah, I understand. It would seem very uncharacteristic of Harwin.
I would very much like to know more about the Citadel and your apprenticeship, Maester. I know almost nothing about it.
Ah, the Citadel, where I spent my happiest days. Do not be mistaken, I have no complaints with my current vocation. But what memories, being young and walking in Old Town for the very first time.
I myself have stopped there 3 times. It is quite the sight. There's nothing like it in the whole of the Seven Kingdoms.
And the Citadel, such a seat of learning. This is the place that fans the flames of knowledge across the world.
Each to his own, I suppose. Where you prefer to enlighten the mind through knowledge, I receive enlightenment from the Master's light.
Knowledge is key, my friend. It is only through the power of the written word that we can hand down our knowledge to our descendants.
You are not wrong, Maester. We use the old writings to teach our new apprentices, even at the temple.
Books hold such a lure for me. But forgive me, I'm digressing. I have exactly what you need for the pain right here. Here, let me apply this ointment for you.
Thank you, Maester, but I would rather apply it myself if you don't mind.
As you wish. It's just a habit of mine. Most people insist that I take care of everything. Take this. That should ease the pain.
Thank you very much. Good day to you. Good. This ointment should ease Gawain's pain. Now I need to find a helmet for him. This should work well. With that, my brother will go unnoticed. I've got everything I need. I must get back to Gawain. The Maester gave me this ointment. It should relieve the pain. And take this helmet. When we leave here, you must not be recognized. Can you handle this, brother?
I should be all right. I haven't been tortured in a few days while they concentrated on another prisoner. I've recovered a little.
Did Marianne wake?
No. She should be out for a while after the blow she took.
The last I heard, you were taken to the Red Keep. What happened to you after that?
It started with the letter I found on Father's desk a few months ago. He must have left it there ready to send. I read it. It was addressed to Jon Arryn, the King's Hand. He was telling him that he belonged to a Targaryen brotherhood set on overthrowing the crown. Father was at odds with Harlton because Harlton had arranged to put a bastard daughter of Aerys II in the king's bed.
What?
That was the jewel in Harlton's plan. His thinking was that the child from this union would be the perfect heir. Someone to bring supporters of every camp under one banner. By seizing the child and bringing it to power, he was ensuring his own place in governing the Seven Kingdoms.
But why would Father reveal this to Arryn?
Father was very annoyed when he found out what Harlton was planning. They had been friends for a long time, but Father was against the idea of using an innocent child to create chaos in the realm. Harlton and he quarreled fiercely. Harlton didn't want to change his plans, and so Father took steps to protect the girl.
So he wrote to Lord Arryn, asking him to take the girl under his protection.
When Harlton found out what Father was doing, the girl had already gone. Harlton was furious. He feared that their plan was now known to the crown, and that meant the end of the Brotherhood. So, he had Father poisoned.
What? That was Harlton?
He proudly revealed this to me while I was imprisoned.
He will pay for that, as R'hllor is my witness. But what about you? Why did you leave Riverspring just like that? Everyone was saying you killed Father.
It was just cowardice on my part. Father was furious when he found me going through his private affairs. He told me to leave the castle and I went to King's Landing, to stay at the Sarwick Manse, where I could live normally. Rumors of me murdering Father were already everywhere when I arrived, and the City Watch was on my tail. I thought it best to avoid Sarwick Manse, and so I went straight to a friend.
Felina.
Have you seen her? How is she?
She is worried about you. Anyway, carry on.
As Harlton was at Riverspring that night, he helped to exile me from afar. He had already poisoned Father over dinner, and knowing that Father had disowned me in front of everyone, it became clear to him that I was the ideal cat's paw. Once free of Father, he helped to spread the rumor that it was I who killed him. It worked well, and I was already a wanted man by the time I arrived.
I see. But how did Harlton get hold of you?
That was another mistake on my part. I knew that Harlton had to be behind all the rumors when I saw how everyone was accusing me. I knew I had enough evidence to threaten Harlton with the documents I had taken from Riverspring. So I went to Red Keep, hoping to warn the Crown.
But Harlton was there waiting for you.
That's right. When I arrived at the keep gates, his men fell upon me. They brought me here and locked me in the dungeons.
What have you found out since being here?
From what he told me, he convinced you to join his cause after you did a job for the Queen.
Yes, I was doing whatever it took to regain control of River Spring's fate, and Halton said he could help me, if only I'd known what he was up to.
Don't blame yourself, big brother. There's no one better than Halton at manipulating people. And don't forget that he was supposedly a friend to Father. You couldn't have known.
He even used me to get hold of Father's documents that contained details on the Brotherhood. They were hidden in the tunnels of Riverspring, and only a Sarwick knew how to get them.
At least you managed to get down there. I couldn't even find the passage that led to them.
So now he has all the documents that could incriminate him. He played me well.
Perhaps he fully intends to honor your agreement?
From what you've just told me, there is no more agreement between us. I swear it.
So we only have one option. We must make the Crown aware of his plans. The King's armies can put a stop to this insult.
Perhaps. But first, we have to get out of here.
Wait, Alistair. It's because of another prisoner that I was able to escape. That's who they're torturing right now. I could do nothing for him on my own, but now there are two of us. I'd like to return the favor and help him. He won't be able to hang on much longer. We have to go back to the dungeons.
Halton is holding someone else captive?
Yes. He's been asking him about a young woman, the King's hand, and his purpose. His fate has been worse than mine. He could well have information that might help us.
You have a point. And if this woman is the one I'm thinking of, then what he knows could be used against Halton. No one knows you have escaped yet. We can make the most of that.
I'm listening.
We have to plan how we're getting out of here. We have to make sure we can escape unnoticed. No one can recognize you.
Don't worry. I'll leave all the pleasantries to you.
There is something else we can do that might help us.
What would that be?
One of the servants was telling me that the castle's best swords are training in the courtyard right now. Maybe it's a chance for me to fight them and put them out of action without raising suspicion. That would remove a few men who could get in our way.
We'll meet with the most difficulty in the dungeons.
Yes, we'll likely come across patrols there. We'll have to strike hard and fast.
You can count on me. As long as the ointment keeps working, I'll be fit to fight. The pain is almost gone.
Don't tie yourself, Gawain. I will not let you die here. I have not forgotten our house motto.
It's good to see you again, Alistair.
It is good indeed, little brother. We must go now.
Lord Sarwick, can I help you?
I couldn't help noticing the sadness that clouds your sunny face.
I'm not sure I understand.
Something troubles you, Shuri. I can tell.
It's nothing, Lord Sarwick. I had a difficult night, that's all. A servant's life is not like a princess's. You have to accept that. For people like me, all you can do is grit your teeth and get on with it. Besides, I still have a lot to do, so I'd like to get back to work, if you don't mind. Lord Sarwick, can I help you?
Not right now, thank you.
The light is blinding me.
You have spent a lot of time in darkness, brother. It will pass.
I'll wait for you here, Alistair. It'll give me time to get used to the daylight again.
Good idea. I won't be long. Good day to you, Domeric.
Hello, sir. How good to see you again. It's a beautiful day in store for us, I feel.
Let's hope so.
If you want to train this morning, Sir Ethan is in fine form. You can find him on the other side of the courtyard.
This Ethan, I want to know more about him. Do you happen to know what he did before entering into Lord Halton's service?
Not really, but I've heard rumors. Some say he was just a local thief protecting his little brother. Others say he was a slave in one of the free cities. Volantis, I believe.
A troubled past in the free cities. But slaves usually have tattooed faces.
Well, as I said, they're just rumors. Anyway, what I do know is that he made a name for himself in the Greyjoy War. After that, Lord Halton took him into his service.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
Lord Alistair, I knew I'd find you here. I could smell the noxious scent of your heresy as soon as you entered the courtyard.
Sir Ethan, believe me, I share your joy in this reunion.
I'll warn you now, your preaching will fall on deaf ears here. We don't drink from cups poisoned by primitive beliefs.
Don't worry. I have not come to talk theology with someone of such narrow mind as you. Perhaps we should let our respective gods speak through our swords?
You dare to challenge me? I accept. Seeing you fall will prove once and for all that your god is all show and no substance.
Save your duel. I would rather test myself against your soldiers. Only the level of the student will reveal the quality of the master. Let's see what yours are made of.
Such arrogance. Very well. But if you die, you only have your worthless god to blame. You lot, get in position! Lord Sarwick wants to pit himself against you. Attack him all at once and don't hold back. For Castlewood! Enough! You're going to kill them!
I know when to stop, Sir Ethan.
I'm not sure I believe you. These three will be laid up for days with those injuries.
You told them not to hold back. I was only doing the same. If you play with fire, sometimes you get burned.
In that case, would you rather play with me, my lord?
Very well. Come on, knight. I'll be happy to introduce you to the art of the blade.
No mercy, then. For Castlewood! Well done. You win, Red Priest. This time, anyway.
I think that demonstration will suffice.
It will be different next time we meet.
Gods take me. The last time I crossed these gates, I was being thrown into the Seven Hells.
I'm sorry to put you through this, little brother.
We have to come back here. But don't worry, I'll be fine. The bloody gate is locked. We have to find Alexander. I'll wager he has the key.
How do you know?
I spent many weeks locked up down there. I had more than enough time to learn about my torturers. This Alexander, he would sometimes watch while the others ripped out my fingernails. We need to set him a trap. He won't be wary of you.
I might have an idea. There is a servant girl, Shori. It seems Alexander and his men have raped her. She could help us, and we could help her get a measure of revenge upon her torturers.
Lord Sarwick, can I help you?
I happened to overhear some guards talking earlier. They were talking about you.
Oh no! Take pity, me lord.
Listen, I am here to help. You can tell me everything, child.
It's Alexander, me lord. He came to my bedchamber last night, he and his friends. I did not want them to. But Alexander is a knight. I am just a servant girl.
I see.
He's an animal. I hate him.
It is inexcusable what these men did to you. They should be punished.
But what can I do? I am but a whore to them. A poor servant girl who should be thankful for something to fill my belly.
You may not be able to wield a sword, but there are certain weapons that people say are more suited to a woman.
What are you suggesting?
As a servant girl, you serve wine and food to the guards, do you not?
Yes, I do. But why do you ask? The Seven take me. Of course. A little poison in their beer and those pigs would never be able to violate a girl again. But I would need to find poison for that.
I may have an idea. Wait for me here. I'll see what I can do. Don't go anywhere.
So you will help me take my vengeance. Thank you. Thank you, my lord.
Do not worry, Shuri. These rats will pay for what they've done.
Well, look who it is. How can I be of assistance?
I'm interested in poisons, and I was hoping you'd be able to share your expertise on the subject.
Poisons? I am the only one in the castle entrusted with their use. We have dangerous substances here. Terrible accidents could occur if they were to be used by untrained hands.
I understand.
Men tend to think of poison as a woman's weapon. I know of no knight worthy of the title who is interested in them.
On the contrary, I would submit to you that a knight who has not taken the time to understand the weapons of his adversaries would not be worthy of the title either.
Sadly, you speak the truth. You are indeed wiser than most of your peers, Sir Alistair.
Would you tell me more about your science, Maester Martin?
It would be an honor and a pleasure to talk to you about my work, Alistair. Please, ask me anything.
I've heard that you can use the same substance to heal and to kill. Is this true?
Yes, as it happens, that is true. But you can be assured that I have never killed anyone myself.
How can this work?
There are a number of substances that will heal in small enough doses, but in large doses they can be fatal. The skill is in knowing what the safe dose is. This is the way of the world. For the ignorant, it is full of danger. For those who care to understand it, it is full of opportunity.
Would you be able to show me such a substance?
Of course. Let's take a look at Heartsbane. I have a vial of it over there. If you add a tiny amount to a remedy, it can stimulate the patient's body. But only a few drops can cause instant death.
Fascinating. This is the kind of thing that interests me. I would like to spend more of my free time understanding such substances if I could. You know, while I was at Bravos, I was working on an antidote to the Tears of Liz. Do you think I could borrow this vial?
Well, I'm sure I can trust you not to use it for dark purposes. Here, take it.
Thank you, Maester. I'm going to get to work on it immediately. Good day to you.
And good day to you. You must keep me informed of your progress. I would be very interested myself.
Well, my lord?
I have what you need. Pour the contents of this vial into their beer. All of it. No need to be sparing.
Perfect. I know these pigs, it'll be easy.
They will get what they deserve. Now go, and be careful.
Thank you, my lord. Those bastards will pay. It is done. Those pigs got what they deserved. They are going to the Seven Hells thanks to you, my lord. And you know what? They were carrying plenty of coin. Here, I want you to have some. And here's the vial. I don't need it anymore.
Thank you. But you should leave these walls. A girl like you deserves better than to be trapped inside a castle where the Lord cannot control his guards.
Leave? For where? I have served here since I was born.
And you will die here too if you stay. The games your lord plays are too dangerous. You won't have a better chance than this. You should leave, now.
You are probably right.
You will always be welcomed at Riverspring if you ever need anything. Good luck, Shori. May your future be filled with light.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
I'm going to the cells. Your master has someone locked up down there who he says would interest me. Step aside, please.
With all due respect, you're not understanding me. My orders are clear. The cells are too dangerous for someone of your rank. Please turn around.
I don't suppose you would change your mind. Not even for gold?
Whoever wants to go down there will have to step over my dead body.
So be it.